Hey folks, Nas here. I appreciate everybody joining me today for another No Man's Sky Beginner's Guide. In today's guide video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a mining and gas extraction outpost. Now I'm currently in the anomaly, as you can see, and we need to head back towards the vendors because there's a few things that you're going to need to make sure that you have before we get started today. Now since we're making an outpost, we need to make sure that we have the construction materials in order to build the outpost. So like cylinder rooms, or whether you're using the alloy walls and roof, or the stone, or the timber. Either way, you need to make sure that you have the building recipes for the different building structures that you're wanting to build today. You also need to make sure that you have the industrial modules. Want to make sure that we get the mineral extractor, the gas extractor, a supply depot. You want to make sure to have the supply pipe. That way you can connect these up. You also want to make sure that you've got power sources. I recommend going all the way down and getting the electromagnetic generator. Again, words are hard. Seems to be a pattern. You also want to make sure that you pick up the save beacon if you don't have it already. We're going to need a couple of these today. Once you've actually picked out all of your building products, as you can see, mine are ticking across the screen. You want to go around the back here, talk to EOS, the multi-tool research gentleman. And you're going to want to make sure to at least pick up the survey device. So it's all the way to the right on the bottom here. This is going to allow us to find the minerals and the gases and the power for our outpost today. But once you got your materials and you're ready to go, you want to find a planet that has the materials that you're wanting to set an outpost for. So we want to go to space. Now, once you're in space, you obviously want to find the planet that has the mineral that you're going to be going for, or the type of planet that would potentially have the gas you're looking for. Now, today, I'm setting up a uranium mine, and then I'm going to pick up whatever gas is available from that mine, because my main purpose today is a uranium mine. So I need to find my planet that has uranium on it, like this one right here. So it's got gamma root, copper, uranium, and silver. So I could potentially go and make several outposts on this planet. One to get me copper, one to get me uranium. Looks like we got a freighter group joining the the video here, and then I could find a node and do silver. However, I want to do uranium, so I'm going to head to the planet and I'm going to show you how to find these nodes. Alrighty folks, I have landed on my planet that I plan on making my uranium mine today. You want to go in, make sure that you've got your scanner installed, so your survey device. Make sure that you've got that installed on your multi-tool. Then what you're going to do, once you reach the planet, you're going to hit F to use your analysis visor. F on keyboard. Obviously, you're going to use the appropriate key if you're on console. And then you're going to scroll over. So for me, I want to find a mineral deposit. Now you can see here I've got one that is approximately a hotspot, approximately 374 units away. You can see it right there in the center of the screen. On the left-hand side, you can see that it's a deep level mineral deposit, but I don't know what kind of deposit it is, but it's potentially a B class deposit. Now you can go all the way up to S class. S class is going to give you the most minerals or most gas or most power, because you can search power. So you see at the bottom of the screen, it's a power survey, mineral survey, and gas survey. So you can do all of that in the visor. Now we have a gas cloud that's a potential A class, but I'm not necessarily concerned about the gas cloud right now. I want to go and get this mineral deposit. Now, I'm not terribly concerned about the class. I want it to be higher than a C, obviously, but this is a B class. I am on my permadeath playthrough, so this will be plenty of uranium for me. I can increase how much this mineral deposit is collected. Just takes longer to collect it, but I'll go through that a little bit later. So what we're going to do, use your survey device. Make sure that the little pulses are coming out both sides. That way you know you're going to be heading in the proper direction. If you're going too far one direction, it's going to tell you to go back. So it's telling me to go back to the right. If I go too far to the right, it's telling me to go back to the left. So center it up. If you've got your sound on in the game, you'll probably hear little beeps or pulses that will change according to the direction you're facing. So I'm right on point now, so I'm hearing these little beeps that are telling me I'm going in the right direction. So I'm going to go 370 something units this direction so we can locate the mineral deposit. You want to check every so often and see how far you are. I'm 159 units away, so we need to keep going. All right, I had to change directions just a little bit, and I guess I went too far. Alrighty, here we go. We are within 6 units. Make sure you stay center. Once you get just below 4 units away, it will analyze the hotspot, and it's going to tell me I found a uranium B class mineral deposit. Now, you can see the density underfoot. That's where you're standing, and then max density. So this is how much you're going to be pulling out at any one time. So we want to get that 53% as close to the 60% as possible. So we're going to walk forward. You can see the underfoot is going up. Now it's going down to 58, 59. So we know that we're really close here. Let's see if we can narrow that in a little bit more. Oh, I got a little fluctuation right there. All right, so we got the 60, or at least really close to 60. So then I'm going to hit E to put a pin. It's going to mark my spot. Now you can see that I'm probably, 1 unit away because it was underfoot, which is fine. Let me recharge my... I need uranium. Got batteries. I'm fine. Now, we put a pin down for what is going to be the center of our mining location. So now what I want to do is I want to place a save beacon. So make the materials to make your save beacon, or if you already have one made, you want to place it here. But you want to make sure that you're using the color portion. So for me, I'm going to hit G on the keyboard. You can see at the top of the screen, it tells me colors at that little bar. I'm going to hit G to change the colors. Because we're doing uranium, let's go ahead and do a yellow. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. So I'm going to move it to the stone to where my little save beacon is yellow. I'm going to center the save beacon on that pin right there. So now you can see it has the little yellow triangle, or excuse me, yellow diamond. So I know that I can come back and find this spot because I'm going to need that little marking pin for my next location. Alrighty, now that we've got our save beacon down for our mining node, this is our mining location, we need to at least find power. So now we're going to go back into our analysis visor. We're going to switch it over to power survey mode. You can see that it says we got a B class electromagnetic power spot about 345 units away. And we're going to need to head off that direction. So let me start heading that way and see if we can find that power spot. All right, we are zoning in on our power spot here. There we go. Let's get the hotspot analyzed. There we go. B-class power. We are currently at 71% of 73. Let's see if we can get that on the 73 mark. There we go. 73, and the max is 73. Perfect. We're going to put a pin just like we did on the last one. And then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to make a save beacon. We're going to place that save beacon. We're going to center it on that mark. We're going to change the color. Now this is a power node, so I like to use green for the power node. And we're going to place that save beacon right there. Now we can go in and we can, I got to back up just a little bit. We can go in and hit E and remove the marker. Where's my marker? All right, there. We'll just place another one so I can see the... I couldn't see the little mark to be able to remove the marker. So now we have our power location and we have our uranium location. Now, there is a C class. It says C here. I thought it was a heavier class earlier. Let's go back up to my marker for the uranium deposit. Alrighty, from the uranium location, let's go into the analysis visor. Okay, yeah, that's still a C class gas cloud. Alrighty, I am back at my ship, and this is where I saw the A class gas cloud. So if we're going to go ahead and grab a gas cloud instead of grabbing a C class, we might as well try and grab an A class. So let's go ahead and locate that. We got 238 units in this direction that we need to go to find that gas cloud. Alrighty, here we go. We are locating or analyzing our gas cloud, which is radon. Nothing I'm really looking for right now, but I can use it later. So we're going to find the as close as we can to the 80. There we go. A class 80 radon. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark that. And again, we're going to make a save beacon to place over that. Let's go ahead and change the color. What is the radon? Purple? We'll use purple for the radon. And then we're going to place that save beacon. And if you didn't want to, you can save your game. Now, from this save beacon, we can see, let me find my other markers here. So our uranium, you can see the star there, or excuse me, the diamond in the center of the screen, the yellow one, is 570 units away, 571. And then our power is 900 units away. Now that's quite a distance, but we should be fine. Typically, oh shoot, I'm dying. Let's not do that. This is my permadeath. I got too involved here. Now, I typically have issues collecting minerals once we start getting over like 1,000 units from each other and stuff. This should be fine. So what I typically like to do is kind of find a center location between all of the marks. So then I would say, because the power and the radon are the farthest apart, we're going to use those as our guidance. And then we probably want to be somewhere around 450-ish units between them. So we're about 372 units from the gas cloud, and we are 520 units from the power, and we're 208 units from the mineral deposit. Kind of up on a little hill overlooking a little lake right here. I think this would be a decent spot. Now, you can build wherever you want. I'm just trying to find a decent looking location within the area of all three of these nodes. So I want to place a base computer. I'm going to go ahead and change the color of it. We're going to just use purple. And then I am going to place this guy just right here. Boom. Perfect. And then we're going to have claim the base. And then I'm going to make a structure so I have a place to put a teleporter and, you know, a save. If you have landing pad materials, you can build you a landing pad, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and build me a little base real quick, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, I got me a little base set up here. Might be a little elaborate than what's needed, but you know, if you're going to build, might as well make it at least look good. Alrighty, Alrighty, so what I've got, of course, I've got my stairs going down. There's my little base computer right there. Go up inside. I'm going to have my base terminus right here, the teleporter. I've got a little galactic trade terminal. Off in this left room here is going to be one supply depot, and I recommend having one supply depot at your base for each item that you're collecting. So in my case, I'm going to be collecting the uranium, and I'm going to be collecting the radon. So one of these will be for the uranium, and then on the opposite side would be the radon, the gas. Of course, then I have, for convenience, I have my landing platform here. So when I teleport here, my ship will be on the landing pad. So if I need to go and explore and fly around from this location, my ship is easily accessible. I don't have to worry about whether it's landing underneath the base or whatever. Now you can see that we don't have power for this, so we need to go to the power node so we can start setting up our little power terminals. So power is down the hill there. You can barely see the little green diamond. So we're going to go down there and start setting up for power for the base. Alrighty, so we are down here at our little save beacon for the center of the power node. You can see our little base is just right up the hill there, 529 units away. But we can't build. We're too far away from our build location. So if you go back towards your base and try building, we're still too far away. You want to get just inside the build limit. So keep heading back towards the base until you find that build limit. Here we go. So now we can build. You can see we've got all the little tabs here of all of our building products. I typically like to grab the little short wall here. We're going to face the save beacon for our electromagnetic field there, or power station. And you can see how the little build is green. We want to walk or run until that build block turns red. It's going to tell us that we cannot build in that location. Alrighty, cannot build base out of range. So we want to back up until that's green. Perfect. And then we want to reach as far as we can to build that block. And then we're going to place that block. That allows us to move towards this block, and we can still build. Matter of fact, we can go beyond that block a little bit. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go until the build block turns red. We're base out of range. So then we're going to back up. It's green again. We're going to reach as far as our reach will let us. Place another block. What we're doing is we are expanding our build limit so we can build all the way out to this location. Now this location, it was 529 units away from the base, I believe it was. We're going to do this again. I'm not sure if we're going to make it all the way. No, out of range. So we back up. It's green. Reach as far as we can. And build. And then that's going to get us within range to build at this location. Now what I like to do is I like to use the little triangles. I'm going to use the alloy because I've used alloy on other things around the base. I'm going to go into fly mode so I can get above this a little bit. Then what I like to do, you can barely see the point on the left side of this triangle. I like to place that right underneath my save beacon. And then I can make me a little, what is this, a hexagon pad? And that is very close. It's not perfect, but you can try and get it perfect if you want. Underneath, well, that little marker there, I can remove that little there. That way that's out of my way. But I like to build a little pad like this for all of my stuff. you know, it makes it look good. It's easy to work with. You don't have to worry about the terrain or anything. You can go ahead and click your save beacon and then pick it up, because now I have a rough center for my power node. Now what I want to do is charge my hazard suit there. We're going to go in. We're going to head over to our electromagnetic generator, and we're going to start placing some of these. Now, granted, you can place these according to how much power you need. By placing one, you'll be able to see how much power it's producing. I typically like to keep things symmetrical, so I'm going to place them to where they look nice, and then if I need to add more later, I can. But let me go in here. I'm going to change the color of this a little bit. I'm going to go into fly mode. I'm going to get over the center, and then I'm going to roughly find center. Now, if you want, you can actually place a beacon there. Not a beacon, a marker that puts a little line in the sky and everything to help you if you want. I am just going to kind of go off of visual cues here, placing the feet on the cross lines of that pad, and then I'm going to place. And then I'm going to place another one. Actually, I'm going to remove that because I didn't place the feet right. The feet are not going to be on the marks. They're going to be between the marks. There we go. That way, when I place my one on the side, it lines up with the current one. And then I'll place one to the other side. Now, I know that there's probably people that are going to be watching this going, hey, Nash, you can stack those. Yes, I know we can stack these and probably get better power out of it. So you can see here, I can stack those. And I think you can stack these several high. I don't stack unless I'm building a second level. So like I would build walls off of this platform I just built coming up, and then I would build another little platform and stack these generators on that little platform. So this is just how I like to do these. Now I'm going to go ahead and just place 5 here for now. If I need more later, I can add more later. Then you want to go in and get your wiring tool, and you're going to wire these together. I typically wire from the center out on all of these. There we go. Then we can go from the one closest to the base, which is probably going to be one of these outside two. Then we're going to go back in and we're going to grab our electrical wiring, and we're going to connect to one spot on one unit because they're all connected now because I connected each one to the center. Then we're going to find our base and we're going to walk towards the base. Now, if you want, you can try and make this all nice and neat, but I'm going to show you real rough and down and dirty because we're going to go down in another valley here. This is our building block. If you want to, you can stop at the building block and make another connection, but my line is still green. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to the next hill. I'm going to place it with left click, and then I'm going to click it again so I can make another connection and continue on towards the base. I'm going to keep doing this until I reach the base. Now I like to place my connectors in low areas. That way the wire stays as hidden as possible away from the base. Alrighty, we are coming up to the base, so we can actually just place the line anywhere underneath the base. Now I have a little item right here. Let me go in here so I can show you what it is. This electrical cloaking unit, you can pick this up at the anomaly as well. It will actually hide your wiring and such. So that way, if you don't have good wire management, or there's some wires that just don't look right on your base, even though you tried to manage them, this will hide them. So it's a nice little thing to have if you don't have it. Let me charge my battery or my hazard protection real quick. We're going to go back into build mode so I can grab my wire again. hook up to that little spot that I just placed, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to connect this to my building. So now my building is all powered. The little cloaking device is working because you don't see the wire that I just connected there. And then we can go back up into the building real quick. Everything is lit up, so I can use the terminus. There we go. And then, of course, we can access our supplies. Now, the supplies don't need power. Only the mining units and the gas extraction units and generators that we just hooked up need to be wired. Alrighty, now that we have power, we need to head out towards my uranium node, which is over there. I lost it for a second. I had a few different markers around and I was having a hard time locating it. It's why we use different colors, so it makes it a little bit easier to find. Now, we're going to make sure, as we are heading out towards our uranium, that we can build. So it's not very far from the base, so I don't suspect that there's going to be an issue with building, but we're going to get our little building block out like we did for the power node, and we're going to start heading that direction. And yeah, there's not going to be any problem because we were close enough to build here. So just like I did for the power, I'm going to grab the little triangle. I'm going to go into fly mode. If you're on keyboard, B is fly mode. And then I'm going to center the tip of the triangle underneath my save beacon. I'm going to create me a little platform again. You do not have to build these platforms if you do not want to. I just find that it makes it a little easier to keep things nice and neat. There we go. And it helps me identify center. Now I got that center pretty good underneath that save beacon. You can save if you want to, pick up the beacon. Then what we're going to do, we're going to go back into build and we are going to grab a mineral extractor. Now each of these require a lot of metal plating. So you want to make sure you got a lot of ferrite dust or purchase a bunch of metal plate. Now I did build a trade terminal in my little base there, and I bought all of the metal plating that it had. I think it had like 58 or something, but I've been using some since. But I could do that again. I can go back and I could buy some more as I need it, or I can build it because I have ferrite dust in my freighter that I have in this system. So I can access the freighter, the things in the freighter, as long as the freighter's in the system. Now, we want to grab the mineral extractor, and just like I did for the power, I'm going to place one in the center, and then I'm going to place others around it. Now, the farther you get away from your center location, the less you're going to collect in each mining rig. So just kind of keep that in mind. You can stack these if you want to try and min-max how much you're getting. But I typically don't worry about that because I can easily reach thousands of material without really any issue. Now, granted, I'm on a permadeath, so I also have to be mindful. I don't necessarily want to make one that has a 10,000 stack in it because I may not have the space in my inventory to pick it all up because my inventory is limited on permadeath. But anyway, let me go in. I'm going to color this so it's the right color. I'm going to go into fly mode real quick. Looks like I've got an audience here watching me do this. I know there's a storm here, but I'm going to place this just like I did the last ones. Place that like that. Go right next to it. Put another one next to that. I'm going to come in front. And then I'm going to go behind. Just like that. Now granted, we can add more if we want to. Now I'm going to go and power all of these up. Excuse me. I'm going to wire them together. So we're going to try and go from the center out. Some of these may be a little difficult to see. I know it's storming right now and I'm sorry. There we go. I think I got them all wired together. Now we can go and wire this to power. So I can actually run these over to the power generators. Let me recharge my hazard protection. Now, where's my base? My base is there. So power is going to be down the hill that direction. So let me pull power, and I'm going to pull it from the power generators because I believe that's probably closer. Oh, actually, I stumbled across one of my power junctions when I fell in a hole because I didn't see it. So I'm going to connect to the power junction. Otherwise, you can take it to your power generators or you can take it to your base. You just need to have power. Alrighty, now we've got our little 5 miners running now. So now what I want to do is I actually want to build a platform next to it to start adding supply depots, because this is what's going to hold the items that we're collecting. So let me get that built real quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty, now I've got a few little storage units down here. I'm going to go ahead and connect all of my miners together. So what you want to do is you want to go in and grab this supply pipe. You want to make sure that each of the miners are connected. Then you want to make sure that you connect to one tank. And then you're going to connect each tank to each other. Like that. So now all 5 miners are connected together. One miner is connected to one tank, and all 5 tanks are connected together. So each one of these storage depots holds 1,000 units of whatever you're collecting. So right now I've got 5 of these, so that's 5,000 units. Each one of the extractors has 250 capacity. So I've got 5 miners, that's 1,250 capacity, giving me right now a grand total of 6,250 uranium that I can hold in storage. Now, I have one more storage up at my base. Not that rock, my base. So that's going to add another 1,000 storage. So I'll have 7,000. What was it? 7,250. Now, if we like to go to even numbers, or if you're going to go to say 10,000, then you'll have to add 2 more storage containers, and then you could add 3 more miners, and that's going to get you evenly 10,000 units. Because I know a lot of times when you go on the expeditions and things, you see people that have built their bases and they've got 10,000 of oxygen or 10,000 of whatever, copper or whatever. That's how they're doing it. That's how they're getting those exact numbers. So the miners give you 250 storage. Each of the supply depots give you 1,000 storage. So I'm not necessarily concerned about reaching that 10,000 mark because I'm on my permadeath. 7,000 is already going to be a lot. Now what I want to do is I want to connect this supply to my base. So we're going to grab a supply pipe and we're going to connect to one of the storages, and we're going to start walking towards the base, just like we did with the power. Now I'm going to run this one on the opposite side here because I want to go to this storage box up here, because my other one's going to be radon and it's coming off that other direction over there. So I'm going to come over here, and for symmetrical purposes, I'm going to try and get this centered. And then we're going to go straight up and we're going to connect to that storage unit. Now, I can clean up this pipe later. So what I could do is I could come under here, I can move it and run it right up underneath here, so it's kind of hidden by that leg. And I may end up doing that. But we're going to go up inside here. Alrighty, so let me interact with this storage depot. You can see that we've got 250 uranium stored. We're going to open this up here. You can see it's going to take 6 hours to fill the uranium to full, and we're going to be currently gathering 1,147 uranium an hour. So this is a passive way to collect uranium on the regular. And then you can come down here every so many hours or whatever and collect your 7,250 uranium and put it in storage or do whatever you need to do whatever with it that you're planning on doing. In my case, I'm gathering the uranium because I plan on building something with plants later, and one of the plants requires uranium. So this is going to allow me the supply that I need so I can start building crops. Specifically, the crops that actually grow on this planet. The gamma root. I want to be able to plant that. Gamma root requires uranium and gamma root to plant it. But that's going to be a completely different video. But that, folks, is how you get you a mining outpost. Now, I'm going to go a little bit later. I'm going to go off camera and do my radon because I don't need radon right now, but I might as well go ahead and build it since I'm here. But you guys don't need to see me build another extraction. The power, the mineral extraction, the gas extraction, it all works the same way. You use the analysis visor. Select what it is that you're looking for, whether it's power, mineral, or gas. It's going to beep, ding, or whatever in your ear. It's also going to give you the visual cues and tell you how far away they are. You can find class values from C all the way up to S class. Obviously, if you can find S class, you want to build in an S class location. I did not need an S class location, so I chose the first one I found, which was a B class. Alrighty, folks, and that's how you set up a mining and extraction outpost with power. If you folks have found this guide helpful, definitely click that like button. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I've got videos on how to make nanites, how to make money, how to get a living ship, how to get the living ship upgrades, how to get organic frigates. Feel free to go and check those out on my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow tremendously. You folks take care and happy hunting.